Hello and welcome to another awesome video on the Disabled Explorer YouTube channel and all the other platforms that I share this on. Hope everyone's having a great Hump Day Wednesday and that your week is going fairly well wherever you guys are and at whatever time you guys are watching this video. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit long. I apologize in advance, but I'm telling you right in advance that it might be a little lengthy because I want to cover Raw, the Saturday night's main event that happened this past Saturday, and preview tomorrow night's TNA Impact Wrestling. I will be not doing a video tomorrow, but I will be doing a video on Friday where I'll recap TNA Wrestling and preview Friday night SmackDown and do a bit of predictions for a clash in Italy, which is the following night. Uh, okay, without further ado, let's get into Monday Night Raw from Columbus, Ohio. The road to clash in Italy just just hit hyperdrive. The May 25th edition of Monday Night Raw delivered uh, massive title implications, intense contract signings, and absolute chaos from start to finish. the the heavy hitters and big announcements. Obafemi promised a bad night for the Beast. Paul Heyman kicked off the show hyping up Brock Lesnar, but the powerhouse Obafemi interrupted. Femi signed a contract for their massive WrestleMania rematch, dropping a chilling warning for Lesnar. Last time, I was fighting to beat him. This time, I'm fighting to kill him. Really kill him, not really kill, but uh, this is what Obafemi said, not me. I'm quoting Obafemi. The tag team turmoil, the huge breaking news. As it was revealed, Logan Paul suffered a major triceps injury at Saturday night's main event. Because of this, Paul Heyman announced that Austin Theory will now defend the World Tag Championships with Braun Breaker under the Freebird rule. The Bloodline contract signing tension, the Bloodline contract signing tensions was through the roof as Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu put pen to paper to make their tribal combat match official for the World Heavyweight Championship. The segment ended with an inter- intense war of words. A Samoan head to head, head on head, head on a uh, head to head, sorry, and a surprisingly heavy hug to seal the deal. I apologize for stuttering here. To seal the deal. Part two promised complete a complete shift in direction, while Reigns vowed to make Fatu serve him. The match results. There was a match between Penta and Javon Evans. Penta won an absolute high-flying sprint. Evans hit a wild OG cutter on the apron, But Penta countered a late springboard sequence with a super kick, a backstabber, and a devastating Mexican destroyer to retain his gold. Bailey versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria versus the Judgment Days, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Total chaos as Liv Morgan got ejected by the referee and later Dominic Mysterio tried to slide the AAA title belt to Roxanne, but it backfired, distracting Perez and letting Bailey snag a swift roll-up victory. Seth freaking Rollins versus Montez Ford. Seth freaking Rollins won. In an intense classic, after an incredible back and forth where Ford connected with Rollins um, from the heavens, sorry. He later missed a 450 splash. The Visionary capitalized instantly, hitting the stomp for the win. Again, Seth freaking Rollins won that match. Rey Mysterio, the new AAA Lucha general manager, uh, went on to fight Rusev in a number one contenders match for the IC title, held currently by Penta. Rey Mysterio won. Rusev dominated pure power, and hit a massive ma- Machika kick. Machika kick. Uh, he tried to lock in the accolade, but the legendary Rey Mysterio countered into a slick roll-up to become the new number one contender for the IC title. Backstage chaos and heavy metal chair shots. Austin Theory goes rogue after hearing that Logan Paul was injured. Austin Theory had a wildly busy and destructive night. First, he completely obliterated Hendry with a steel chair during Hendry's in-ring musical performance. Then, right after the fantastic Rollins versus Ford match, Theory struck again, brutally dismantling Angelo Dawkins with a chair shot on the ramp. Raw GM Adam Pearce seems to has seen enough and officially kicked Theory out of the building for the night. A new con- a new contender arises following the main event. Rusev and Eastern Page tried to beat down Rey Mysterio, but Dragon Lee uh, made a spectacular return to clean house alongside Ray and standing tall to close the wrestling action. Um, with King of the Ring and tournament, uh, with the King of the Ring tournament announcement uh, to be to begin next week, announced to begin next week. The energy in WWE is officially boiling over. I hope you guys like that somewhat lengthy recap. If you did, click the thumbs up. All that fun stuff helped me get to 500 or more subscribers and over 3,000 public viewing hours. I'm currently at 76 or 77. I'm not sure. Public viewing hours, I would really like to go up, up, up. That would be greatly appreciated. Now I'm going to recap what happened on uh, Saturday night's main event for this past Saturday. And one sec here. Saturday night's main event, May 23rd, 2026, in the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Six-woman tag team match saw Jade Cargill, Meakin, and B-Fab defeat Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Fort Wayne was treated to a rip-roaring curtain jerker with a with that had everything. Powerhouse collisions, crowd popping, double teams, and genuine star-making moments. The action reached a fever pitch when Ripley and Cargill squared off head to head, with both women unloading rapid fire strikes before Ripley landed a um, thunderous headbutt and spiked Cargill with a riptide. Only for, only for B-Fab to break up the pin. In the wild closing moments of this match, Meechin flattened Flair with the Styles Class, paying homage to AJ Styles, who was once her uh, teammate, and now he's a legend, uh, Hall of Famer, sorry. But Rip Ripley broke it up with a running knee and Flair super kick B-Fab in return before a final flurry saw Cargill and Pin Ripley to score the decisive fall, with Cargill and Ripley set to collide and clash in Italy this coming Sunday. The pecking order has been loudly established. Becky Lynch versus Soruka. Soruka wins via disqualification. The the man came out swinging, literally, before the bell even rang. Lynch attacked Ruka before the match officially started, but the official got things underway, when Ruka fought back. Ruka uh, controlled the bulk of the action, forcing Lynch to think fast, and the man's solution was to deliberately pull the referee into a path of a soul snatcher, earning herself a disqualification, a calculated sacrifice, but the backfire, but it backfired spectacularly. By catching that DQ, Lynch inevitably handed Ruka a women's Intercontinental title championship match at Clash in Italy for this coming Sunday. To make matters worse, Lynch launched a vicious beatdown on Ruka after the bell before SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, made the Italy title match official. make the Italy title match official. The man is in her own way, uh, is in her own way, and Clash in Italy just got a whole lot more interesting. I apologize for this being a lengthy video again. WWE Intercontinental Champion Penta versus Ethan Page for the title, and he retains. Mr. Miedo, aka No Fear, versus All Ego delivered the match of the night and then some. Page came out of the gate, guns a blazing, not afraid of being not afraid to bend the rules, even going as far as exposing a turnbuckle send Penta head first into it before securing a roll-up attempt. She even hit a super press off the top rope, yet couldn't keep the champion down. The two created thunderous chops in the ring, then traded super kicks until the men collapsed. But Penta rose first, and he avoided being sent into the exposed turnbuckle again, and finished Page with a running Mexican destroyer off the middle ropes to retain his title. A great performance from Ethan Page, but that will surely earn his earn him a rematch down the road, I'm sure. WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, Paige and Brie, the champions versus defeat the irresistible forces of Nia Jax and Last Legend. The odds were stacked against the Bella Page partnership, and and they knew it. Brie Bella acknowledged going in an underdog, but vowed they'd pull off the win anyway. And that's exactly what they did. The irresistible forces brought size and intensity, but Scream Bree mode, sorry, brought heart and grit, retaining the women's tag team championships in a hard fought battle. The underdog story continues. The World Tag Team Champions, the Vision's Austin Theory and Logan Paul, defeat the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, which then leads to uh, Logan Paul getting injured. The main event gave the World Tag Team Champions the spotlight they deserved as the Vision, backed by Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker, survived the high-flying Street Profits in a match that had Heroic Wayne rocking. The Profits came agonizingly close to dethroning the champions, but the numbers game ultimately proved too much to overcome, and the Vision rocked out, rocked out, still holding the gold from, still holding the gold. Breaker made sure to drive the point home by destroying the Street Profits after the match, leaving no doubt about the who runs the tag division heading into Clash in Italy. Uh, Results summary. As I said, Jake Cargill, uh, Meechin, and Deepab defeated Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Ruka defeated uh, Becky Lynch, but via no disqualification, which led to the announcement of uh, them having an IC title match at Clash in Italy this coming Sunday. Penta defeats Ethan Page, All Ego Ethan Page for the IC title as he retains it. Page and Bella, as I said, defeated the Irresistible Forces to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships and Division defeat the Street Profits for the World Tag Team titles. Three champions retained. One title match made official for Italy, and the road to class in Italy is paved and ready to roll. I hope you guys like that uh Saturday night's main event, a recap. If you did, click the thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. All my details are in the description below. And now, lastly, I'm going to preview tomorrow night's TNA Impact for the 28th of May, which is taped a couple weeks ago from Sacramento, California, at the Sacramento Memorial Auditorium, um, which airs tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet Plus, or 9 p.m. Eastern on AMC Plus, and TNA Plus. Um, but it also repeats at midnight on Sportsnet 360 here in Canada, uh, going into Friday. So Friday morning at midnight will be TNA Impact on Sportsnet 360. Sorry for my rambling. The Men's Championship Challenge. The System versus the All Stars. The crown jewel of this week's card is an absolute dream match extravaganza for the TNA World Champion. The extravaganza, sorry. TNA World Champion Mike Santana, International Champion Mustafa Ali, X Division Champion Cedric Alexander, and World Tag Team Champions Brian Myers and Bear Bronson will join forces to take on an all-star squad of Frankie Kazarian, Leon Slater, Casey Navarro, Elijah, and Eric Young. 5 championships, 10, 10 combat, 10 combatants, one colossal main roster collision, and the collision on the line in wait, and the championship challenge format is wait, the championship challenge format, sorry, is a must see as it gets and as it gets. And with the system's entire gold collection on the line in spirit, the pressure couldn't be higher. With will the champions reign supreme, or will the All Stars pull off uh, pull off the upset, heading heard round the world, heard round the impact zone? I apologize. The Knockouts Champion Challenge teams to be announced. A second championship challenge match will take place in the knockout division. Though knockout TNA has kept the particulars under wraps heading into Thursday, the mystery surrounding who shows up makes this one disappointment viewing. Expect surprises, star power, and plenty of knockout chaos when the curtain finally lifts. Fabian Eichner versus Eddie Edwards, with Alicia Edwards' 10 TNA in-ring debut. Former WWE superstar Fabian Eichner, previously known as Giovanni Vinci, makes his long-awaited TNA in-ring debut against Systems uh, System stalwart Eddie Edwards. Eichner is seen by some as a potential weapon for Moots to build a faction around to to counter the system, which gives this debut match some serious some serious intrigue beyond just the in-ring action. Eddie Edwards will have Alicia Edwards in his corner and won't be making it easy. Can Eichner make a statement on night one? Who knows? Only one way to find out. Santino Morella versus the Channing Stacks. uh, Lorenzo with Ariana Grace in uh, in attendance as well. Oh, and this one has layers. TNA Director of Authority Santino Morella will face his impending son-in-law, Stax Lorenzo, in a single showdown with former TNA Knockout World Champion Ariana Grace, his own daughter, uh, accompanying her NXT foe to ringside. The Daria Ray Santino authority struggle has been simmering all season, with Daria ultimately making this match official. So there's political backstage drama baked baked in baked right into the matchup. Sorry, equal parts chaotic, comedic, and genuinely competitive. This is the kind of only in TNA scenario fans absolutely live for, like me. I love those kinds of scenarios. I apologize again for this video going a little long. Harley Hudson versus Tessa Blanchard. Two of TNA's women's division standouts collide in what promises to be a hard-hitting singles encounter as Tessa Blanchard, one of the most decorated names in the women's wrestling landscape, squares off against the un up and comer uh, Harley Hudson, with Slammiversary on the horizon on June 28th. Momentum is everything right now, and a win here could propel uh, either women into a pivotal title picture heading into the summer. The matches again, I won't bore you, but there will be a men's match. Uh, the system, all the system champions and Santana against All-Star Cast. The Knockout Championship Challenge to be announced versus to be announced. Fabian Eichner, the TNA debut, versus Eddie Edwards, with Alicia Edwards at ringside. Santino Morella. This is the match that I want to watch. Santino Morella versus Channing Stacks Lorenzo with Ariana Grace at ringside. And Tessa Blanchard versus Harley Hudson. TNA airs tomorrow night, this Thursday, May 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet Plus and rebroadcast at midnight on Sportsnet 360. Or you can catch it at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central on AMC Plus, and TNA Plus. This is a packed storyline rich episode with a massive championship challenge headlining proceedings. Don't you dare miss it. I hope you guys like this TNA Impact preview for tomorrow night. If you did, click the thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate that. Um, I won't be here tomorrow, but I will be here on Friday, where I'll recap what happened on TNA Impact and preview what will happen on SmackDown, and I will do my predictions for TNA for Clash in Italy, which is on Sunday. Until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and until Friday, and keep keep cool. Now it's hot here in Canada, in parts of Canada, my part of Canada anyway. Keep curious, keep positive, and as I always love to say, keep on smiling. Bye bye, and we'll see ya in the next one this Friday. Have a good one. Bye.